Good afternoon. My name is Michael Combs, and I am Uncle Bobby's oldest nephew, and I'm honored that Robbie and Anthony asked me to be here today to talk about their dad and provide some remarks about their life, and how his family and friends felt about him. 984 days, that's how long Uncle Bobby lived after the passing of his beloved wife and friend, Rosemary. They were married for nearly 46 years, and their union produced a great legacy. 5 children, 15 grandchildren, 5 great-grandchildren, with 2 more on the way. Uncle Bobby knew that family is an amazing gift, and they are sitting right here in front of me today. Uncle Bobby was an important part of our family. He was one of 5 patriarchs of our current generation, who could always be counted on to pass along some of his life experiences, knowledge, judgment, and even a sarcastic comment now and then. Since Aunt Rosemary's death, Uncle Bobby has become even more important part of his children and grandchildren's lives. As I read through his Facebook posts last night, I saw message after message of the happy times he spent with his family. He was especially fond of his grandchildren, as grandparents tend to be. And on Saturday afternoon, I had an opportunity to go to Bobby's house with my extended family. And I saw his grandson, Elijah, playing on an iPhone. I asked him who the iPhone belonged to, and he said, Papa. He then proceeded to show me page after page of children's games that Papa had downloaded to that phone, and literally hundreds of photos of his kids and grandkids. And as we looked through his photo album, Elijah recited the names of all the people in the pictures. And I was struck by Uncle Bobby's commitment and devotion to his family, and how important it was to him to provide them and the kids a loving environment. On May 24th of this year, Uncle Bobby posted on Facebook about his wedding anniversary, and he said, quote, 48 years ago, the greatest day of my entire life. To me, that reflected how much he loved Aunt Rosemary that day and every day since then, and of course, how much he missed her. Of course, you may not know that it didn't start out as a picture-perfect wedding night. Did you know that, as a joke, Uncle Bobby's new brother-in-laws, Bob Jr. and Mike, my dad, followed the newlyweds to the hotel and kidnapped the blushing bride away from her new husband that evening. All was eventually forgiven, though, and Uncle Bobby quickly became part of the family and just one of the sons. Whether it was all-night card games, weekend rabbit hunting, or latex helmet skinny dipping, the couples that I now know as our family elders were simply kids in their 20s, enjoying life together and raising new families. Fatherhood came quickly, and his kids were his greatest accomplishment. He was there to guide his children through difficult times and support them when they stumbled, to celebrate their accomplishments and successes, and offer practical, real-world advice. I think Pastor Adams and I heard the same story because Uncle Bobby's youngest son, Anthony, described his dad as his Superman. And he told the story of how he had been working for hours to loosen a stubborn bolt from a car, when Uncle Bobby swooped in and effortlessly removed the bolt in minutes. He always had the right tool, but more importantly, the right know-how to solve a problem. And those simple things made all the difference. I think we can all definitely relate to that story, and I think about my dad and how I rely on him for so many similar challenges. Bobby was active until the end of his life. He loved playing pool, bowling, and board games. He was among the highest-ranked members of his pool club, and he recently bowled a 298, a personal best, only 2 pitches shy of a perfect game. He loved sports, including the Sooners and Cowboys football, and at one time served as a coach in his younger years, teaching and mentoring kids about camaraderie, teamwork, and sportsmanship. I should know he was my 5th grade baseball coach, and I learned a lot from him about these principles that apply every day in my life. Since some of my most happy memories were Uncle Bobby at Lake Texoma, where our families vacationed almost every year for the last 50 years. Uncle Bobby loved camping, which changed from time to tents in the 1970s, to pop-up trailers in the 80s, and modern fifth-wheel trailers today. And boy, did he love to fish, whether it was drift fishing for channel cat, night fishing for striper, or simply fishing off the dock for perch with his grandkids. His love of fishing passed down to his kids, and to this day, his daughter Jennifer fishes every week for crappie at local lakes. Of course, the luster of the lake grew faint without Aunt Rosemary by his side. In fact, her death created a huge hole that could not be filled. On the second anniversary of her passing earlier this year, Uncle Bobby wrote on Facebook, "I miss her so much every day, and I will until the day I die. Rosemary's passing left such a huge void in my life." Uncle Bobby died unexpectedly on Friday night, yet it comforts me greatly to think about Aunt Rosemary welcoming him home, and for him to get to see Serena, Jonathan, and Rosie again. I pray for the comfort of my dear cousins and their families, and hope they will love and support each other during this very trying time. I know that your dad's sweet spirit and influence will be felt in your lives for years to come. And I hope that you teach the new generation all the lessons that you've learned from him. Please know that you have a huge family to support you. Remember that our time on earth is but a blink of the eye, and we should live each day with a grateful heart for all our blessings. We have so much to be thankful for, and it starts with the breath in our lungs. Please don't miss the opportunity today to share a story about Uncle Bobby with someone as your own personal tribute. I would also encourage to tell someone near to you and dear to you that you love them. There's an old Cherokee proverb that says, "When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced." Live your life so that when you die, the world cries, and you rejoice. I think Uncle Bobby lived a good life, and he is rejoicing today with his family and friends, lifting his spirit upward. And so, Uncle Bobby, we wish you peaceful rest and Godspeed as you join your sweet bride at Heaven's Gate. You have marked our lives forever, and we will never forget you.